in case the
Yeah.
power comes down.
And then I realized my backup battery power with the computer that I have will last an hour,
Mm,
but they sell additional batteries, so I might buy a couple of batteries and have them going.
yeah. I have so many camping batteries that are
Yeah.
huge, that would run a cooler for a week kind of thing. So I would just pull that out of my camping gear and run my Euro.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, we're keeping Jeff up.
Yeah. Entertain me, Jill.
Am I a clown? Do I make you laugh?
Funny, like a clown?
You know what?
Apparently, yes, you do.
I decided this shirt is dumb for it has pretty flowers on the bottom, but on the top it just looks like a black shirt. And I'm like, oh, I had pretty flowers on.
And we don't get to see them.
And you don't get to see them.
Okie dokie. How you doing, Jeff? Think you're so glad you're here. Everybody is here.
I am so happy to see all of you.
Yes.
Yeah. Happy to see you. I'm glad this week is over with.
It's close.
Almost.
Yeah. So, Eric, is that a duck butt next to your shoulder? So, other side.
It's a log.
It's a log.
Stick.
It's a stick. Well, it was a lot more fun when it was a duck butt.
You said stick, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Because you said that with that Wisconsin accent.
Yeah, it's a stick. We thought that's why I laughed.
Wait, did you think he was talking about a penis?
I thought he said
Yeah.
dick, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
really? Huh.
it's his. Yeah.
And I'm, for the record, the only one who, when I say duck, I actually mean duck.
You mean like
Quack
duck?
like a duck.
Yeah. Don't spell check me. Don't change it, Apple, into something else because I mean duck.
My iPhone has changed. It flipped. So if I type the word shot, it autocorrects it now.
To what?
Shit.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, there's the chat. Hola,
Oh,
Wither
no.
Buckets. And how you doing? Go to fair? He says, here, there's a pre-show. He says, hola, right before the show, I saw a picture of a jazz disc.
Oh,
are
the
fun.
jazz disc. I
Yeah.
have one in my closet somewhere. Yeah.
I gotta turn
So,
yeah?
huh.
I gotta turn
Man,
that
the
off.
first
I'm not
Scuzzy
using
thing
it.
I owned.
Already
I had
turn
lots
off.
of scuzzy things.
Already turn
I
off
just needed
the
to clean more.
I had a Scuzzy scanner
dual-
later
dual
on.
window.
Dave,
Yeah.
how do you turn off the dual window?
Yeah, I can knock that.
Oh,
out, so-
whoops. Huh.
You've got to go into settings, and
it's right, settings.
it gives one of the options gives you widescreen, dual window, or widescreen and dual window.
You mean preferences?
Yeah.
So, Dave, Context Machine is not actually in the chat.
Oh, that's you.
I just realized I was logged in as that. So fixed it.
That's okay. Where's that under? It's under Windows.
So, and spoiler, Brian and I are putting together a YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Are ya?
Oh,
Ooh.
Where's that under? I'm
What are
already
you going to talk about?
I'm in the
secret?
We don't know.
general.
you go to the gear,
Oh.
and then if you go down, it's one or two down where it gives you.
Shape and size.
You can see that it's actually the top line with a pull down menu in that window.
Oh, crap.
I can open it. I can try and open it up.
So I'm in the PCAM preferences, right?
Yeah, hold on. I'll see if I can open mine.
Video.
And not-
got it. No, that's live motion. Interview.
Hello. Why is this not?
Why am I missing this? Dang it.
It is in shape and size.
Shape and size. Okay, I was in there. In
Video shape right at the top.
shape. It's grayed out. Lovely.
Oh, that might be because you're running this through Zoom.
Mm.
Great.
Or you're currently active. So you'd have to be non-active to get rid of it.
I'd have to shut that. No, I'll just deal with it. I don't think anybody's seeing it on YouTube. But it'll chop off.
No, I'm watching YouTube. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, you guys don't see it either. So, okay, I won't worry about it. I'll live with it. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to In Touch with iOS, episode 416, the podcast that keeps you connected to the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I am your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week, we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro, and Apple TV, all with insights from friends, experts, and the Apple community. Because here we read the release notes so you don't have to. So it's great to be back this week. We have a great panel. Let's go ahead and see who's here this week. And this week, Marty's in the first spot there. Marty Jencius. How you doing, Marty?
I'm good. It's always, Thursday nights are always the best. I've had a couple of lousy days in terms of sitting through long, lengthy meetings. And so this makes it even a better best.
Oh, good. Glad to hear. And I'm glad Jill McKinley is here. She made it. How you doing, Jill?
Well, I'm doing fine. I was just telling my friend I had a week where I hosted too many meetings for work, and so I just feel like I've been talking all week long, and this is it for the week. I can stop talking. But will I?
Well, I don't know. Will you? But I want you to talk because we have a lot to talk about.
Right.
Also here, Eric Bolden. How you doing, Eric? Well, who's your friend behind you today?
Great. This is a ring-necked duck on a log.
All right.
Oh, I thought it was a cormorant. I gotta get better glasses.
No, cormorant would have been nice.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Ring
Are
neck duck.
those the little things that sort of look like tiny peas that you cook with?
No.
No, that's a currant.
Yeah. And so who is that? That is Jeff Gamet. So glad you're here. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing well, and I'm happy to be here and hang out with cool people.
Yes, and also happy to have everybody in the live chat tonight. This is youtube.com/intouchwithios. Witherbucket, he's joined us as usual. Appreciate you being here. Go to Fair is here. We also see Jeff. You got your chat working. That's amazing. And Webb is in the chat. Good to see you, Webb. Seems like forever we've talked to you. But I'm glad you're in the chat with us. And he did say to you that a show about nothing's already been done. So.
Yeah, and I pointed out to Webb that I'm just very derivative.
Yeah, you are. So let's go ahead and dig into all the stuff we're going to talk about this week in Touch with Vision Pro, what's going on with Beta, Mac, and all the stuff we talk about every week. So first story as we're going to go into is what's in touch with Vision Pro. Well, there was an article this week that talked about a new book that details the troubled launch in Apple stores. It was by New York Times labor reporter Norm Schreiber. The Apple's decade-long erosion of retail workforce directly contributed to this disappointing launch of the Apple Vision Pro in early 2024. The name of the book is The Rise and Revolt of the College-Educated Working Class. Draws on interviews with Apple Store employees to document how staffing cuts, reduced training, and shifting towards aggressive sales metrics left Apple retail staff ill-equipped to demo the Vision Pro. Apple flew hundreds of retail employees to Cupertino in early 2024 for a secretive Vision Pro training, requiring NDAs and phone confiscations and strict silence between colleagues at different stages of the program to preserve the novelty of the experience. Upon their return to the stores, they were tasked with leading 4-hour workshops. Wow. But many salespeople received only minimal preparation, and with some giving as little as 20-minute demos and limited time to rehearse a complex script before presenting to customers. That kind of explains a lot, I must say, guys. When we went when I went to do the demo, I'm sure all of us who did the demo on the Vision Pro at the beginning, there wasn't much to it, and I left. It's okay. I mean, I didn't got overly excited about it. Then it's my FOMO disease between you and Marty and Eric that I ended up getting the Vision Pro. Yeah, it's not surprising here that Apple's been doing this. I mean, there's been stores that they're reevaluating. They've been closing too. I was going to mention as well. So, what do you think on this, Marty?
I think he's got an angle here, but I don't think it's the right angle. Most folks who picked up, I think many folks who picked up a Vision Pro were, early adopters. They didn't want to hang around for a 4-hour training. And it really wasn't a 4-hour training. Like you said, Dave, it was a 1-hour demo at most. And you know what probably impacted this? The sales that didn't balloon, but they still made $157 million off of it. I'll take the 157 if that is not enough for Apple. It was, I hate to say it, the cost.
Yeah,
$3,500 for a headset that hadn't been proven yet. That's what kept people away from doing the demo, getting the opportunity to even consider purchasing this thing.
Yeah.
So it was a slow build. They sold the ones that they made. They came out with a second version with a faster processor in it. It's not selling like an iPhone, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. So I don't know. This article makes some accusations about Tim Cook pulling back on the marketing strategy, whereas Steve used to have well-stocked staff in the retail end of it. None of this has got any true grounding. So
yeah, I agree with that. How about you, Eric?
There is some truth to the training levels of staff.
Oh yeah.
As far as I know, when I've asked people in the store, have you been to Cupertino to training or not to training? A lot of the new people that you interact with have only had in-store training or online training. It certainly isn't anywhere near as extensive as it used to be. I'm not entirely sure it totally needs that, but it used to be when you talked to a Genius, they had hours and hours and hours of training. Now it's different. As far as the demos, the store that's near me in Madison, they've rotated through different people, but they've always had at least a couple of people in the store that were familiar with the Vision Pro, and enough people come through that the experience has been okay. I agree with you. It really is just price. The Vision Pro is not an Apple Watch. You can buy an Apple Watch on impulse. You can have somebody sell you on it. Vision Pro takes a little bit more thought. I think it takes 2 or 3 interactions before the average person is willing to actually buy a Vision Pro, and that's if they're an early adopter and really want one in the first place. So
makes sense.
I was kind of thinking about on these sorts of things, you have to sell the vision of the Vision Pro, because I bought technology before where the salespeople had no idea, and you're like, you got to engage people's imagination about what they will do with this and what they will go. And you're right, that price tag is too high for most people to walk in and do it. And the only way you're going to get people to buy it is to engage them. And wouldn't you love to watch that basketball game? Wouldn't you love to fly off of an aircraft carrier and engage people in what they think that they will be doing with it? And if they can't do it, they won't sell.
Yeah. So, Jeff, you got any thoughts?
Actually, I do.
Good.
My first thought is, really? They needed to write a book for this? Really? And then my second thought is, this was written by someone that never worked retail. I worked retail through high school and college.
I did too.
And what they described in this thing about training and prep for customers, there's nothing remarkable at all about what they're saying. This is literally how retail works. You'll have a couple people,
Yep.
if you're lucky, that got more in-depth training, and then everyone else, they're going to have a few minutes before their shift, and that's about it. If you're especially lucky in a store, you have a rep from the company, and of course, in this, Apple's different in this case because they are the rep.
Right.
But in other stores where you have multiple brands, you'll get lucky sometimes and have a sales rep from the company come in and give you a demo
Right.
for a group of people. So yeah, the lack of training, that's just retail people. That's how it works.
Yeah. Nope, I've been there. I mean, when I worked at Service Merchandise. I was the sight and sound manager, but they had implemented a big training program of sort, and you'd have to go through this training and how you sell things and being knowledgeable of the products, and they had their in-house brands and all that stuff. And yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, you have to do the training, but Apple's a little different. I mean, they do a lot of training, and it's obvious. We see it when we go into the store. Most of the folks you talk to are very knowledgeable. I mean, there's a few I've encountered that they have basic understandings, that's what I think Apple wants in a lot of those positions. It's not like they're at the Genius Bar, who definitely need to have the technical knowledge. Of course, it's not the Genius Bar anymore, but it's so where they when you're in there for service and something's wrong with your device, but they're pretty knowledgeable. But it's just like anything retail. You're working god awful hours, Christmas time, forget it. You don't have a life for a whole month of December, or even going into November, and I remember those days, and I just look back and laugh because I would never do that the rest of my life. So
Yeah, low pay, no benefits.
yeah, no, I had
Your
benefits.
schedule
I was a
is
full-time
chaos.
employee. I was a full-time employee, so I did have benefits, but yeah, but you're right. It's thankless. You're a manager, but really doesn't really mean much. You're just an underpaid.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't mean more pay.
Yeah, as I say, you're underpaid for it. So, but
Yep.
anyway, that's
I
a
was
whole
a
other
manager at
topic.
Christmas on the mall.
Oh, there you go.
And I bet you were actually really good. I'm
sold
not
trees.
joking. I'm sure you
I
were
sold
really
trees.
good.
But still, yeah, right. You get called a manager and not
I think
empowered
they
to do much.
were kind of right though when they were discussing the watch, and when the watch first came out, it was neat, but it wasn't focused on health. It didn't really kind of have a why exactly do you need this,
Mhm.
and I don't think they ever discovered where to put the focus for the Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. But to be fair, the Vision Pro is still very much this
Yeah.
experimental product, if you will, even though it's not an experiment. Apple is figuring out a lot with this, and
And it's changing a lot too.
yeah, of course, because they're learning a lot and they're adapting, and we will see more from those adaptations in future Vision Pro models. And I'm guessing that the sales that Apple is getting right now, since the launch up through now,
Yeah.
are fine. I mean, it's not a blockbuster product, but Apple made it clear when this product launched that this is an early adopter thing,
Mhm.
and we're all figuring it out as we go along.
Right.
Yeah, I
Got it.
think to Eric's point that we didn't know what it was going to be about, and what it's been about since its development is things like training, 3D views of machines that they can use in enterprise to be able to determine and demonstrate medical health and medical health care. And so it's finding its applications
Mhm.
in some pretty good industries, which tells me that the device has got some meaning in those areas. It's not gonna. It will still continue to be an entertainment device, and I think that's the other piece. But they can't sell $3,500 entertainment devices alone. So the other thing that Apple is learning from this is how to build glass. And I think that's where we're going to see a bifurcation for the more industry-based product as Apple Vision 2
Mm-hmm.
and Apple Glass as being more the consumer product.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and move on from this. Next story. I know Wither Bucket in the chat here was excited to know we were talking about this. I think everybody is here. What's going on is the Steam Link is going to be available on the Vision Pro. It is available on the Vision Pro. There's an app for gaming. You can download it. They debuted a native Vision OS app in beta for 2D gaming. There's been plenty of questions remaining about Vision Pro's future, but I think it's already proven itself as a great device for media consumption. But the immersive video keeps expanding, and I love it. And they announced the Steam Link has now got a native Vision OS app. It's its first beta, so you have to be in beta to get to it. But so it's got some really cool things here. Not too much about details yet, but I don't know if Eric or Marty, have you tried this at all?
I haven't tried it yet.
I've been kind of.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Marty.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. There are some limitations to it, so not to burst Wither Bucket's bubble, but it's 2D streaming only. And so Valve explicitly said there's no VR content to support this current beta of it. So the question is whether or not it'll eventually actually do VR stream, whether Steam will get VR support with the Vision Pro.
You know, if Steam adds VR support to Vision Pro, I will, without any embarrassment or remorse, stand on street corners with a sign, "Need money for Vision Pro," so that I can get one to play No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Yes, that's
You
what
heard-
I was saying.
See?
You heard it here.
Me too.
Jeff might get a
Me
Vision
too.
Pro now.
Nope, not till I have VR for No Man's Sky.
Yes,
I
I'm
said
with
might.
you.
I didn't say will.
Okay, that's fair.
You can still stand on street corners and ask for money, Jeff,
you could.
if you like.
Start early.
So,
Well, guys, I gotta go. I have a street corner to get to.
well,
That's
I mean,
not, I don't want to make jokes at the expense of people who have to stand on street corners and ask for money.
yeah,
Well, they're not usually asking for a Vision Pro, though.
yeah.
That's true.
This was
Now,
just announced.
one thing that's kind
Okay.
of neat with
Go ahead.
this is it is, it's early and they're kind of working out the logistics of how to get enough bandwidth to get the streaming so it's not laggy and it updates fast enough. And some of that is software that Apple only recently released with the current version of the OS. So this is really good progress at this point.
No,
And it was the first thing that made me really suddenly very interested in a Vision Pro a lot, because I do have Steam and I have hundreds of games while only about 20 of them are on Mac, but the one that matters is No Man's Sky.
I have to put these comments in here. Wither Bucket says the only way he's going to get a Vision Pro is it has to be a Neo Vision Pro to do that. I think I put the wrong comment in there. Here we go. Vision Neo, and Marty, go ahead. You tell them what you said.
I said, please, no, let's not have a Vision Neo because I'd have to do a podcast on it.
Yes, add to your catalog. Again, it just got announced and released about 2 days ago as we record. So I think the three of us who have Vision Pros will probably check it out before next week's Vision Profiles podcast. So hopefully you can, if you're interested, we'll find out what our actual thoughts are of it. But yeah, it's still pretty new. You do this thing, you're kind of busy, But we'll definitely be out there to check it out and tell you all about it. And then one other thing I found interesting here was, and I'll have this link in the show notes, of course, is Lifehacker had a nice article here about the actual 10 hacks that every Vision Pro user should know. accessing the Vision Pro's hidden settings. Apple's going for a specific aesthetic with the Vision Pro UI, but there's many things that customize the settings menu as you'd like. These settings are designed for use of dexterity, visual, or hearing impairments. I don't know if have you done any of those guys change those settings here, like the bold text, increased and increased stuff as well.
Yeah, they also
motion.
they have one where you can change the color.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either make it black and white, or you can boost reds and greens in my case to differentiate colors without affecting the other device you're looking at.
Mm-hmm. How about
So
you,
it's
Marty?
kind of fun.
No, I haven't touched much of this. I do have to say that Lifehacker has come up with 10 hacks for your Neo, 10 hacks
Yeah.
for your iOS. This is kind of a theme that they're doing. That's not to say those are bad articles. Those are if you're into this device, this is a great article to look at.
Yeah, like here, this use connect to server for unlimited storage. You can connect to a local server on your network, like a PC or Mac or cloud storage providers, and access files without saving them to your headset. I have not tried that.
Works really well.
So you do it, Derek. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Because
using
otherwise you
settings
run out
on
of space for all of your TV shows.
That's
so you can
true.
watch every episode of
my
Star
Plex
Trek.
server has got lots of video. Yeah, we know about mirroring and secure share the Vision Pro experience. So this was kind of cool to see some of the things that were out there with the tips. But if you want to take a quick review on that, we'll definitely have this in the show notes to check that out. Very cool stuff.
Yep.
So
the only one I wish they had added is on the virtual display. I wish they had said when the display comes up, grab it and push it away from you, because it's less blurry when you do it that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I liked them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've tried a few of those things. I didn't think about the connect to server. I'm definitely gonna hit that, and I'll report back. So let's talk about beta this week. 26.5 across all the platforms is still in beta 1. Nothing was released this past week, but there are some new features we've talked about with the details. They've only there really hasn't been much of that we'd expect, but they're talking around the May timeframe is generally when they would do a .5 release. Because if you go back to when 18.5 came out on May 12th, so we're going to probably expect probably a full month of April before we're going to see. We'll probably have some new versions of the beta at some point. And we've talked about all the stuff that's out there, the Apple Maps ads coming soon, and the RCS encryption, and all kinds of other stuff, and the magic pairing with the keyboard and the magic trackpad. So nothing new to report there. So, but there is something to report when it comes to iOS 26.1. That was a big update as far as security goes. It was a minor update, but it does have some updates as far as some security updates. They didn't give any really specifics, but as their famous line bug fixes. But there's obviously some fixes that need to happen when it comes to that. When we see that, and as well as Apple Passwords is syncing. The syncing bug was fixed in the .1 update, so that's one of the things that did fixed. But before 26.4.1 came out, this was kind of strange. There was some mysterious update from Apple. This was actually on Monday of this week as we record. They quietly updated some apps based on curious new update notes that have appeared in the App Store. Over the last week, some of the apps updates included notes that suggested that the update is coming from Apple rather than the app developer. The update from Apple will improve the functionality of this app. No features are included. Read the description. Some of them were like Candy Crush Soda Saga, Sentry Mobile, Catan Universe, Bluetti, Mortal Kombat, Duet Display, VLC, and more. So yeah, here's what all those that said that. So it's really not clear what that did, but kind of strange. I don't think we've ever seen that before. At least that I can remember. Do you guys remember them doing something like that with apps specifically?
No.
Yeah, so very strange. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Mac. In touch with Mac this week, they did release Tahoe as Jeff calls it, Big Lake in 26.4.1 for the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, a Wi-Fi fix. It's a minor update. It came out. It's been 2 weeks after they launched 26.4. So that was basically what it says. It's going to fix the M5 and M5 Pro and Max MacBook Pro models that failed to join 802.1x Wi-Fi networks when using content filter extensions. So not sure that's going to affect enterprise much, but it's probably some folks that who aren't working on a corporate network, but it would probably work fine. So that update came out, and then let's talk about the Neo a little bit. A plug here. Make sure you're checking out the Neo Notebook with Marty, Eric, and I. We're having a blast doing that show. We all focus just on the Neo. But I'm going to always touch on some stuff here that comes out because it never fails. We're recording that on a Sunday, and news is going to come out by the time we get to it on Thursday. So that's why I want to cover it. So, but this is one that Apple. We're not surprised. I'm not surprised here. Apple's facing a massive dilemma with that MacBook Neo. It's such a hit. There's just an incredible response to this MacBook Neo. They're just saying that the availability is just not there. They're having some struggles with the chip manufacturing, as well as keeping up. Is really what it is. They're just right now. I think it's pushed out to at least the end of April here, this month as we record, and. Availability has been pretty tough. I mean, I talked about it on the Vision Profiles on Monday that when I went to the App Store to pick up a laptop for my sister-in-law, I asked and said, all they had was like 256 gig models in stock, and it was very limited to what they had. So the 512s are the biggest hit, obviously, for that reason. So that's pretty cool. It's interesting to see. This is a very, very popular MacBook, and it's really putting some scares in, I think, Google and Microsoft, honestly. What do you think on this, Marty?
The way this is being interpreted by Redditors is, good. That means they're going to put a new MacBook Neo out next year, and it will fix all the problems because it'll have a new chip, or what they perceive as problems, because it will have a new chip from the phones from this year. Mm-hmm. The A19, and so just wait till next year. I don't think Apple's going to go about doing it that way. I think Apple will find some reserves, some resources. Now is a good time if you have a couple of extra Neos lying around to maybe sell them on Etsy for a much higher price. If you've got a pink one, well, then lucky you. But I don't see this as a crisis. I think it's a ginned up explanation for why there have been delays, but I think Apple will solve the problem.
Yeah. Eric, any thoughts?
I mean, there's some complexities. One of the neat things about the Neo was they were able to use chips that had one core that wasn't working quite right because they didn't need all the cores. So everything that got stuck in a bin of it's one fewer cores, they were able to fully use the chip, and it's a chip they couldn't use any other way, so it basically was a free chip. I don't know if the A18 processor line is even running anymore. So one of the issues is, is it worth starting up a production line all over again because this is so popular? And they certainly aren't ready to switch to a new chip yet. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I am sure Apple has a way of dealing with this, even if they have to use fully functional chips. And in software turn off one of the cores. It is a delightful problem to have.
Yeah, one of the articles on this kind of discussed the fact that Apple could, pay enough money to get in front of the line and start producing more of these chips if they needed to do it, but it would be costly, but still profitable.
Yeah. So. Jeff or Jill, you have any thoughts on this?
I do.
Good.
And going through articles like this, the thing that stands out to me is that this is probably an indicator that the production lines for Apple's chips is dialed in really well, and they don't have as much waste as you would otherwise expect. In this case, the binned chips. So, yeah, their problem is their production line is too good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Jill, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought of it either way. The funniest thing is I was telling a bunch of people about two people who would be interested in the Neo, and they didn't believe me because they were like, "Oh, I would need an iPad and I'm able to do this." And I said, "You should get a Neo. That would be really right for you." And they're like, "No, there's no way that that's true. You know, that it does all these things and costs this amount of money." I'm like, "No, it literally does."
Yeah.
But yes, good for them. I'm sure they have a plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Um, and this was interesting. More repair parts are available now for the MacBook Neo and the iPhone 17e just got released, as well as the Studio Display XDR. Their self-service store was updated today to include all these standalone repair parts, recently released products. And we know it's the repair-friendly MacBook Neo. So basically, since 2022, we remember, if we recall, they offered the self-service repair store where eligible regions were able to acquire parts and tools which they choose to buy or rent. And additionally, Apple also offered official repair manuals for these devices as well. Well, this week they offered it for the MacBook Neo and the iPhone 17e, including products that they've already released. That's the iPad Air M4, the MacBook Air M5, the MacBook Pro M5 Pro and M5 Max, and the new Studio Display, both models. So you've got all the tools that you need and be able to go on and check them out. And yeah, if you want to repair your laptop, have at it. Not me. Anybody else?
I think they're going to come out with a MacBook Neo Retro,
Okay.
where they're just going to sell you the board and a soldering gun.
Yeah, I'd do
Nice.
that.
Yeah. And then this YouTuber, I'm not going to play the video, but I'll show the article here. He apparently posted a way to upgrade the MacBook Neo to 1 terabyte. It's an ASMR video of the process. Would you do it? Absolutely not. And they've done this with trying to attempt to upgrade an iPhone 17 Pro Max to 2 terabytes of storage, and of course, surprise, incompatibility issues. So yeah, he went through it. If you want to watch more for some amusement, in my opinion, have at it. But leave it alone. Apple doesn't want solid state drives to be updated for a reason, and just gotta buy what you gotta buy, right?
It's
Best
a
part
neat
of it.
video.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's a neat video to watch, though.
It is. Go ahead, Jeff.
The best part of the article is where they point out multiple times it's an ASMR video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
And now let's get inside that. Yeah. Let's open up that Neo.
That's right. Oh, and this is exciting.
Jeff, I lost
Oh,
the.
go ahead.
Okay, I got the reference. Never mind.
Okay. That's why I moved on. And this is exciting. AstroPad Workbench is now released. Lets you remotely control your Mac and AI agents from your iPhone and iPad. That's the company that's been behind the popular Astro Studio software for turning the iPad into a drawing tablet. It's called Astro Workbench. The Workbench is a remote desktop software app designed for the Mac and specifically built for use with AI. With Workbench, you can control your AI agents remotely, which makes it useful for people who have to set up a Mac Mini as a personal server for use with OpenClaw and other AI agents. AstroPad says that it created Workbench to help users monitor their AI agents from anywhere without being tied to a desk. And there are native apps for the Mac, the iPad, and the iPhone. And so the iPhone and the iPad are able to interface with the Mac desktop wherever you are. It offers high fidelity streaming with a unified virtual display, low latency and speech to text input, along as well as multiple controls for gestures and to keyboard and mouse, and even the Apple Pencil. Setup is easy without the need of network configurations and encryption. And it is, of course, a subscription, so you can connect to it for free for 20 minutes of daily access. Unlimited plans, paid plans start at about $10 a month or $50 a year. That's not too expensive, but I love Astropad. They make some great products. I'll start with you, Jeff, because I know you're the drawing person. What do you think?
I think this is a cool product, and it's probably not something I'm going to need to use, but I like it. The all the way up until I got through their announcement about how you can use it to manage and monitor your AI activities. I kept thinking, why wouldn't I just use the features that are already built in to my Mac and iPad,
Sure.
or use something like VNC?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I can see where there's useful things in here for a very specific type of workflow, and that's cool.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I kind of didn't get it. I was kind of confused, to be honest. I thought, are there tools like this?
Yeah.
But
Okay. All right. Let's go into other topics this week. ChatGPT just added its first streaming video app, and here's what it can do. Tubi is the first streaming video service that's going to work with the ChatGPT app. It is a bit of a bet in favor of the AI experience becoming a platform in its own at some point. Apple even has its own apps for Shazam and Apple Music, because why not? But now Tubi, the free video streaming service, will now be the first streaming video service to join the GPT apps party, which says it introduces a new way for viewers to discover and watch Tubi's collection of movies and TV episodes. How it works is it is actually meant for Tubi to have the native ChatGPT app. The feature really basically tells you connect Tubi to ChatGPT and the chat with the video streaming service. For example, you can use the Tubi app and ask ChatGPT for baseball movie recommendations. So it's gonna kind of do even a better thing with AI, and it'll respond with the collection of those type of movies, and you can select one of the results, and it'll go right to Tubi's website. So you can go do it that way. So this is kind of a thing of the future, I think. Marty, what do you think? You're one of our big AI users, especially ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not a Tubi TV user. And so, yeah, I think it's great for folks who are already using Tubi TV to be able to benefit from the AI functions with the service. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, as a Tubi specific thing, okay. But the implication of what's happening here is much bigger, because this is potentially taking us down the path that overcomes the biggest problem that we have with online content services, which is discoverability.
Yep.
So if you can have an AI tool that's reliably filling that need for you, then suddenly it will be much easier for you to find the things that you're interested in, and for the people, artists, studios, whatever, that are creating that content to find you.
Yep.
I was thinking about, my first thought is that I get, these recommendations you get from the streaming services are terrible. They have a highlighted show. They want you to see it. So I was watching The Chosen on one of these, like Peacock or something. And it said, you know what, Jill, you would like hookers. And I'm like, really? Would I? I don't think I'm going to watch that show. And it would be nice to get decent recommendations, from that. But I suddenly started having this vision of almost the AI replacing your DVR. These are the shows that you signed up to watch. Here's what's available to you. And I started like having this, almost like the Apple TV screen where it shows you what's up next or something like that, but just beefier. Here's your shows. This is when they're coming out. Here's what you can see now. Here's where they are. And I'm like, this could be cool.
Yeah, I can't figure out why you can't just do this with AI right now. I mean, why doing it with your AI agent, which knows you better
Yeah, you
than
can.
Tubi TV, and knows what your likes and dislikes are. You could ask that same question of Claude and say, I've got these services. Can you please find a movie or a TV episode that I might be interested in watching?
Yeah, that's how I found the Dev show. Is the AI suggested 15 shows it thought I would like. So, you can, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about CarPlay. There's been some action activity been going on lately with CarPlay. What it is there's some new features with Apple Music that you can take advantage of in CarPlay. And what it is this is one of the top new features that CarPlay has is you now can pin in Apple Music. Pins in Apple Music are a perfect fit for CarPlay, especially with one-tap playback setting. That's always been the challenge for using Apple Music, trying to get to a song you want to hear. And if you've got presets that are set that you want to listen to all the time, you never could really get to your playlist that easily. You mostly had to use S-Lady to get to it for most of the time. And so it was one of the features that really a lot of people have requested. The update also has the option to pin music to the top of your library, so you can pin up to 6 artists, albums, and playlists or songs for convenient access, which is nice. If you want to pin music for years, you can do that. iOS 26 does that. One thing, it's going to be nice to be able to enjoy that in CarPlay now. Has anybody tried this with Apple Music if you use it?
Guess I need to try it.
Yeah, I haven't tried it, but usually I'm picking a genre when I go to work, and lately it's been Devo, which
Devo.
kind of tells you where my headspace is. And so I can imagine, and I'll go out and try it with Apple because I keep asking the S lady, give me the best of, or give me this. And instead, I could have just icons at the top that are like angry, very angry, incredibly angry. I don't want to go to work. Those would all would be good for my road rage.
Okay.
I had a funny thing is I tried it with my friend in my car and I said, I'm going to show you something cool in CarPlay with Apple Music. And then I gave the commands and it says, you have to sign our agreement or whatever. You have to accept the license agreement or whatever from Apple Music before we can continue. But you can't do it while you're driving. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
So my friend said, fine, I'll just turn the radio on. And I'm like,
Okay. And then there was a couple tips here I wanted to talk about with CarPlay. The customization of your CarPlay apps in the home screen. I'm sure you guys have done that many times, right? Well, it is very easy to do because there's some apps I don't use. You can actually remove the apps that you'll never use, and I've done that plenty of times. I'm sure. I'm sure you want to be able to do that and customize your home screen. A lot of things you don't use. There's no reason to have it on the screen if you don't want it. And you can go into the settings and go into the CarPlay and then customize it. There are different wallpapers now, so you want to have some different colors on your wallpaper. You can do that. They did add some wallpaper options. Also, wireless or wired. I can't stand using it wired, but luckily I've got a device to plug in that we've talked about many times right into my USB on my car since my car's older. And it works most of the time, but sometimes you get days that it doesn't work. But that's I would prefer to do it that way. But the cord's there just in case, and because sometimes it may not work. But dark mode, light mode, driving focus. There's some of these features. Announcing messages. Yeah, I have that on because it's good to hear. You obviously want to hear it. You don't want to be looking at your phone while you're driving, right? So Share Play is a cool feature they've had with those tips on there going in there. The widgets. You guys use the widgets at all on the CarPlay? I think it has some handy things on it. You did, Jill?
I did before the ChatGPT got the official app, which they did this week.
Right.
I was using ChatGPT as a widget
Okay. Yeah.
and some weather.
Yeah, and you can change tinting of icons now, as well as pinning messages in messages, and just like you do on your phone. So, a few tips. I didn't want to get too deep into that, but it is very cool. So, with that, I want to talk about a new product I just got a hold of. It actually arrived today, and where did it go? It's right here. This is called the Insta360 Snap. What this is, it's a screen that you can mount on the back of your iPhone, like this, as I'm showing on camera. It goes to MagSafe. Has a USB-C cable that plugs right into the USB port on your iPhone. And what it does is, as you see it on screen here, it is, I probably should make my screen big here so people can see. So what it's done is it opens up the screen for me. So now I can use the camera on this. It also does this becomes a touch screen, so I can go in and I can open up things and be able to get to it, and it will allow you to look at your camera as a selfie, but using the main camera as your selfie. So now I can do is I just bring up the camera. Let me do it real quick. I know it's a little cumbersome here, but I'm going to do it. Oh, come on, don't be difficult. So I bring the camera up here, so you see the camera because you're seeing my camera here of this camera. But if I go this way, it's gonna do a selfie. So like if I want to show this camera, I want to show the screen here. Anything that you're doing a selfie of yourself, usually. Hard for me to show you when I have to look at it, but it does it. It also, in this model, has a built-in light, so you can actually turn on the light. And it allows you to be able to put the light on. Of course, the demo is not working, so the light is the frame around this, so you get extra lighting on this as well. So the design is, I know I'm not too excited about this. This flap, it doesn't detach. So what you have to do is you put this on the screen, so when you're holding it, you're not touching the screen. So you have this here, and then when you're done with it, you just flip it over and it'll cover it off. It does have two buttons where on the side here that you can push to turn it on, turn it off. So that's there as well. I don't know. I'm skeptical if I'm going to keep this device. I mean, even so you can see the screen on it from that screen, and it is touch, so you can go and touch things that you see here as well. It's kind of funky. But it's made by Insta360, so you know that's got to be it's a great thing because they make great products. And yeah, oh there we go. There's the light. So you see the light turns on, and you can change it to different colors as well, depending on. Yeah, it makes it brighter. So when you're looking at it, it really gives you some nice light with it. So it's $79 without the light, $89 with the light. It's not a bad device, not terribly expensive. We'll see if I decide if I think it's something worthy of keeping. I think you have to be somebody that takes a lot of selfies of yourself, or you're taking selfies and you're doing an interview thing and using this selfie camera. But there's a link in the show notes that will show a video of how the different. We know what the differences are. The selfie camera is nowhere near as nice as the main camera on the rear of the iPhone. That this works. This also works with Android too. So it's not just iPhone. So it does work with any type of phone for the most part. Like I said, it's not that big. It's a pretty good size device, and this covers it, so it protects it, and you can't remove the cord and you can't remove the case. That's kind of limiting to it. So see what that's all about. So I thought it was kind of cool to talk about it, and it came today, so I had it just fresh for this show. So
That's cool.
Anybody have any thoughts on it? What you think? Something you would buy?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
So watching what you were showing, and then looking at some of the specs on this thing. First, I don't get why anyone would buy this without the light.
Right.
And then second, I see where this could be really useful if you're creating video content where you're using your iPhone to film yourself
On a
and
tripod.
you want to make sure you're actually in the frame all the time and use the good cameras for it.
Exactly. Yeah, they show that you could put your iPhone on a tripod. You can still put an iPhone a tripod bracket on it like normal because it does do that. Now I have the open case and I could not get this on with this case on it, so I had to take the case off in order for me to do this. So I kind of that's kind of a blah. I haven't tried. I don't have a case readily available that it may attach to a full case, but because open case has that opening at the bottom there and has its own accessories, probably wasn't the reason why I couldn't use it. It does have a ring that comes with it for those iPhones that don't have a magnetic MagSafe, so you can do that. Like the 16E was like that, and some older phones. So that's something to look at as well. So pretty cool. I'll have a link in the show notes where you can take a look at it on Amazon, as well as an article about it as well. And anybody else have any thoughts?
I don't have thoughts about that, but I have seen a number of those type of things come out. Someone came out with an e-ink reader that fits on the back of your phone so that you can read a book, then it transports to the back, and so you can read it in e-ink instead of the glossy screen. But I'm seeing more and more of those kinds of things coming out.
Yeah.
So can you stream other video to it, or is it just
I think so, yeah, because it brings up the screen. So if I were to just watch a video on it, it will. It's just like an extra external screen. Yeah, so it's kind of small to watch it, but I don't know if you'd want to do that. But especially when you're looking at
If Apple
big one like
if Apple only had a phone that opened up that would allow you to
Rumor
do
has
all of
it.
that stuff without addition.
I know you'll be
Marty,
waiting
that's
in
just
line.
crazy talk.
You'll be waiting in line.
Why
when
would
that comes
anyone
out.
ever want something like that?
I
Like
try to
that,
avoid
yeah.
rumors, but we know the Apple Fold is whatever it's going to. I think they were calling it the iPhone Ultra. It's coming out, but we'll obviously talk about that as it gets closer. Maybe they'll even introduce it during WWDC. So it's rumor. Yep, it'll be out. You know it'll, and I know the first person that's going to buy one too.
And do a podcast on it.
Yes.
That too.
Look
I'm
forward
very
to the
partial to the
upcoming
Max
podcast.
series iPhone. It's going to be tough to make me switch, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So let's unless anybody else has anything else to add about this, go check that out. Link in the show notes. Let's go on and talk about some news for this week. Apple did release some updates to the Logic Pro and other Creator app bug fixes. I went through and updated them all. You have Logic Pro, compressor, main stage, motion, Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Camera, numbers, keynote, and pages. All were updated today on both versions, as well as even the older version of Final Cut Pro was updated as well. So a number of updates. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I think a lot of it was bug fixes. So be aware of that. Anybody have any comments about that? Anybody using it? Guess would be a good question. Okay.
You do update.
So this was fun to see. We've talked about this. This is, as we know, the Artemis 2 is out in space and it's heading back from its visit to the moon, or at least around the moon. And the spacesuits that were worn by the crew during the mission had featured an iPhone. Each had a pocket containing an iPhone 17 Pro Max. The iPhone had to pass a whole bank of safety tests in order for it to be approved to be on the mission, but that preparation was totally worthwhile. This year, this is the first time the smartphone has been approved for extended use during a space mission. Factors considered including everything from the potential hazard of the small loose object drifting around the cabin to risks involving a potential broken screen. So they did show some pictures. There's a video here. This was, I believe, on X, and showed them using it. So I thought this was super cool that they were able to do this. The cameras that they were using were taking pictures like that. It's like I guess that the very first crew missions would be using the DSLRs like the Nikon D5. These pro cameras have enabled some spectacular high quality photographs. Nobody's suggesting that the iPhone should replace them. Okay, I think it could. But it took some pretty amazing pictures that they're showing here. So, what do you think, Jeff?
I, it makes sense to be doing these tests now.
Yeah.
Because these devices have a lot of potential value, and we've seen a history of personal technology devices going into space for various personal use.
Mhm.
But seeing them take a more active role in mission use, it makes sense. If they have the the specs that are necessary for a task and they meet the safety requirements that space agencies have, why wouldn't you use something like this instead of having to create from scratch? Well, I guess another way to say it is develop bespoke equipment for missions when you can get something off the shelf that does exactly what you need.
Yep. Marty, what do you think?
I'm excited to have more camera technology and particularly portable camera technology in space missions as they go. I really would want to see some, and I think we will see some spatial photography. Yeah, I don't know if it's that important to see spatial photography out the window of a spacecraft because you're not going to get much variation if you're shooting a planet from a good distance. But within the experience of being in the spacecraft, some spatial photography would be, or spatial video would be incredible.
Agreed.
I want to see spatial video from the lunar surface.
Yeah.
Yep. Eric, how about you?
Yeah, I definitely second the. I would love to see some spatial video, spatial stills. Um, it would worry me a bit if they ended up taking pictures with a phone instead of one of the newer mirrorless cameras. Like having as much resolution as you could possibly get, and actually use the best hardware you can get to get pictures where you can't just hop on a rocket and head out and redo it later. I wouldn't want them to choose to use an iPhone because it's convenient over something that gives you better images, higher resolution, more data to work with.
Yep. Jill, how about you?
I just think it's great. I remember the first National Geographic with pictures of Mars, and we've just come so far, with it, and realizing that these space missions, while they're partially scientific and partially industrial, it's also partially capturing the hearts and minds of people, to be excited. And the more types of this, the photographs, not just with the good cameras, but also with the Apple. I mean, Apple has a good camera, but I mean, like the mirrorless, it grabs people. I mean, the photography off of this last mission has been gorgeous, and I've just been so impressed.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's go on to the next story here. Jeff, this might interest you, but you already have, of course, what do you call it? The metropolitan internet. What is it? The municipal.
Oh,
internet.
I have municipal broadband
Municipal broadband.
where I live.
But Mint
Yeah.
Mobile has decided to launch a $45 a month bundle for both wireless and home internet. If you're looking for a way to save money on your cellular and home internet bills, Mint Mobile has just announced a new $45 a month bundle plan that could help. Of course, Mint Mobile, as we know, is owned by T-Mobile, but the carrier continues to offer its low cellular prices it was built on, and you can now get 5G home internet through this company too. It's a new bundle, packages of unlimited wireless and home internet for $45 a month. You can even add a second wireless line with unlimited data for another $15 extra. They're calling it the Home Mintinet. Unlimited premium wireless for $45 a month. And all the press. It's not a typo. What happens is you remove the usual big cable nonsense. The thing is, in the fine print, the wireless use over 50 gigabytes per month will cause slowness when the network is busy. But with home internet, it won't slow you until you have used up 1 terabyte, which is fair. If you're trying to save some money, this is not a bad deal. And there's the advertising and all that fun stuff. Anybody here would jump on this at all? I'm good with what I have, but it's nice people to know, right?
Yeah, I don't want to worry about being throttled. Um,
Yeah.
just with the amount of stuff that work that I do at home. I back in the day when my kids were at home, we ran into too much running out of
Data.
data
Yeah,
with stuff, and so I've figured this is such an important part of my life. I'm just going to pay what I need to pay,
sure.
so I don't have to think about it. I think Mint Mobile's a great
Yeah,
company. I
yeah,
think they are a good entry level for folks. Maybe there are folks that aren't going to use a terabyte a month, but you asked, is this something we'd be interested? Not for me, but maybe for my grandparents.
there you go.
And my grandparents are dead. I just want to be clear on that.
Okay. Sorry to hear that. Any other
I'm
comments?
sorry for laughing at your loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got over it.
I'm glad.
All right, Jeff. Any thoughts?
Um, okay, so where I'm living with municipal broadband,
You don't
I
need
have
it.
synchronous gig fiber
You don't need
that
it.
is so rock solid that I never even think about whether or not I'm going to have service issues because I'm not.
Right.
That said, if I were to move back inside Boulder city limits where I wouldn't have the municipal fiber,
Mm-hmm.
I would consider this simply so that I wouldn't have to deal with Xfinity.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I do. All right. Anybody else want to add anything to this? Okay. A couple more stories before we wrap here. Anthropic's AI to help Apple find iOS, macOS, and Safari vulnerabilities. Anthropic announced on Tuesday its Project Glasswing, a new initiative that will enable tech companies to use its new AI model, Mythos Preview, to find and fix security vulnerabilities or weaknesses across operating systems and web browsers. The Mythos Preview has already found thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities, including some in everyday major operating system and web browsers. This is according to Anthropic. All AI models have reached a level of coding capability that it can surpass all but the most skilled humans at finding and exploiting software vulnerabilities. Says Anthropic that given the rate of AI progress, it's going to not be long before such capabilities will proliferate, potential beyond actors who are committed to deploying them safely. Project Glasswing is an urgent attempt to put these capabilities to work for defensive purposes. It won't be available to the public. Instead, Anthropic is going to said the model is going to be limited to select partners. The initial group is going to be beyond Anthropic itself. It's going to be Apple, Amazon Web Services, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. So this isn't for us consumers, but it's good to see that this is a tool that they could use. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I always worry when somebody builds a tool that makes it really easy to do something you might not be able
Yeah.
to do. And yeah, it was likely to happen. It sounds really good that they're building a tool to help you find issues, but
Mm-hmm.
somebody's going to then take that and abuse it, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. Marty, what do you think?
So,
This is the beginning of Colossus, the Forbin project. And nerds will get that joke. Um, Eventually, it will become a sentient being, and because it knows where all the holes are. I think this is great, but the first thing I thought of is, does this mean like uh, Apple's paying Anthropic a finder's fee?
Yeah.
For bugs?
I agree. Jeff,
Oh boy, do I have thoughts.
I figured you would.
Okay, so this is a space that I do write about a lot for companies at the corporate level, and on the surface, looking at this, it's like, wow, Anthropic's really like getting out ahead of this, and that's great. Okay, Anthropic is not the first company to be doing this sort of thing,
Mhm.
and there's this very scary behind the scenes war that's been going on for years now, and it's an AI war, black hat and white hat AI, and you're seeing it in just general security, where we've reached a point where if you as an enterprise company, well, most any company at this point, if you aren't using AI based tools to monitor everything about your online, your digital, your cloud security platform, then at some point you're screwed because the bad guys are using the AI tools to penetrate your systems. So you have to have an AI to fight the AI. The bad guys have already been using the types of tools that Anthropic is offering now to do exactly what Anthropic is doing, which is to find the vulnerabilities in software. So we have reached the point already in this back and forth. I don't even want to call it a Cold War because I mean it's a very active thing. We're already past the point where companies need to have AI tools to help find vulnerabilities because the bad guys have been doing it already.
Yeah.
So great, Anthropic has an option out here, and there are other tools if you go digging into the enterprise world. But yeah, we need more tools like this because sadly, that's the world we live in. And Eric, you're absolutely right. Someone will take a tool and use it for bad things.
Right.
They already are. Sad trombone.
Yeah. Jill, you got the last word.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I'm thinking is this is going to be a war, and I saw a lot of really angry people like, "How dare Anthropic keep this from us?" But I was okay with it. If we can use it to secure websites and fight this war that none of us are seeing, I think they're just all thinking about, oh, I can add another 50 Claude bots onto my massive network, thing and power everything. And I'm like, you're fine with your AI that you have now. It's fine. Let's fight these bad guys that are also waging that war because we're talking about the possibility a few years ago of will AI be able to remove all web security, like hack the SSLs and do all the things because they'll be smart enough to do it. And if we can keep ahead of the game, I'm for it.
Yep.
The other thing to kind of keep in mind is if you get a tool like that and it says it doesn't find a problem, that doesn't mean that your system is perfectly secure either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last story before we get close to wrapping up here. Overcast is popular podcast app has got a new update for the iPhone. Overcast, the popular third-party podcast client, just launched a major new feature update. Transcripts are now available. Well, it took them a long time. This is version 2026.04. It launched this week. From what they've been, they last month they had learned that the transcripts were coming, and when they arrived, it was in Overcast beta, but now it's a feature available to all users for this last update. The transcripts are available by swiping left with the view of the podcast artwork. It will show supports chapters. The transcript is just to the right of the chapter screen. Similar to Apple Podcasts, transcripts and Overcast will have live scroll as you listen to the episode. That's cool. And we'll see on screen always matches what you're hearing. And you can tap any portion of the transcript to jump to that part of the episode. Developer Marco Arment says transcripts are available for most podcasts, but even if a show doesn't have a transcript yet, AI-compatible devices running iOS 26 can create the transcript automatically. That's kind of cool. So we've got transcript searches and AI-based transcript analysis. Good to see. I think a lot of these podcatchers have it, and they're catching up. And AI is here. You're going to continue to see it. Anybody have any thoughts on this?
Dave, you keep talking up Overcast, and I keep downloading it and setting it up, and then I forget it's there because I'm always using Apple Podcasts.
So I'm using Pocket Cast. That's my favorite. So I just renewed for another year with them. So, yep. So go ahead, Mark?
I use Overcast for most of my listening. That might change, but I thought I had read something that the um, transcription engine they're using is a network of Mac Minis, because when they initially did this, it was really expensive to constantly be running requests through somebody else's system, so they brought it all in house. And I believe there are pictures of the setup that they used. So if I find it again, I will send you something.
Okay. Jeff, Marty, Jill, anything? Nope.
I talk too much, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, you don't. You got something to tell us about Overcast? You like it?
No, I'm just glad that that there's more features available and more of the podcatcher apps, so people have more choices.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go, we have to talk about MacStock. MacStock 10 is coming, and if you look at the website, it's 90 days away. I can't believe it. 3 months. We're all going to see each other at MacStock. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. July 10th, 11th, and 12th. That is coming here quicker than you think. The theme is Inspire. A lot of people are going to be talking and having presentations that is focused on that. We've got some great paths to go to MacStock, including the standard weekend pass. That's for 3 days. It's July 10th, 11th, and 12th. And we still have the early bird pricing going on through actually in May, and now he extended again. It's now April 12th, so it was going to be April 8th. So that's great. So you should, as you listen to this, you should go and get it so you can get that early bird pricing. But you can add a 4th day. Our friends at Ecamm are going to be having their creative camp, and they have a creative camp and MacStock bundle. So that's on July 9th. They're going to be having a great creative camp on using Ecamm, and I can't wait to go to that and attend that whole day. We're going to have a blast doing that as well, and lots of great things to do that, and you can get that bundle. It's a ton of fun. Everybody here is speaking. Well, no, Eric's not speaking, but he's going to be with us, so I'm happy about that. But it's going to be so much fun. Marty's going to have a Saturday night tech session, the tech support section, I guess you call it. You're going to call it. I'm also excited, as you see on the webpage here, that David Pogue is going to be here at MacStock on the Friday session, and he's also going to have a Friday night with David Pogue. That's going to be a lot of fun. And you also can be able to purchase his book ahead of time, and he will sign it. His book is absolutely amazing. I've been listening to it on Audible, and I've got a long way to go yet to get it done, but I better catch up because programming note, David Pogue is going to be on In Touch with iOS. I'm excited. We'll have a small panel to be able to interview him and get some great insights on his book and his insights. He's always very, very a lot of fun to talk to. And that'll be recorded on Saturday. So we'll be live streaming on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. So we'd love for everybody to come check that out. And of course, you'll hear the episode once we complete it next week. So 2 episodes in 1 week. You'll get to have some good stuff to listen to coming up. So I can't wait to have a great conversation with David. But again, go to macstockconference.com. Come join us. Can anybody say anything that they should be joining us, right? All of you?
Definitely join us.
You're going to have an absolute blast. So please come and join us. So with that, let's go ahead.
Oh, all right. So yes, you need to come. This is just an absolutely wonderful event.
It is.
And you will learn so many things. I love that that I'm learning new things all day long, every day.
Yep.
And you get to make new friends. You get to see old friends, and if you're lucky, you get to meet online friends in person.
Yeah.
It's the memories you're going to make at this event. This is like therapy.
It is.
Go here so you can have 4 days with the Ecamm workshop, where everything is happy.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. Just it's people who don't know about it, it's not like a 3,000 person conference.
Nope. It's cozy.
It's like about close to 100,
150 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what I call a boutique
And
conference.
Yes.
so you get to meet new people and you get to have genuine interactions with them, and it's very comfortable for that purpose. So if you're shy about big groups or intimidated by those big sort of things, you won't get that here.
Yep. All right. So come join us again, max.conference.com, and register now. You got till April 12th to be able to get that early bird pricing. So come join us. We'll love to see you. So with that, before we close out, I want to make sure we find out where people can find us all. I'm going to start the reverse here. Jeff Gamet, thank you always for being here. I really appreciate it. Where can people find you?
How about, okay, first, Dave and everyone here, you are awesome and wonderful people, and I'm so happy we're all friends.
Yes.
Okay, now where you can find me. Social media, Jay Gamet, pretty much everywhere. I'm active mostly right now on Mastodon and PixelFed and Blue Sky. Then for shows, Tuesdays on Chuck Joyner's Mac Voices Live, here on Dave's In Touch with iOS on Thursdays. Then on the Big Show and the Mac Show for the British Tech Network. Also, Brian Chaffin and we do the Context Machine, and Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. And also, Eric Bolden, we're so glad you're here and your duck is with us. Where can people find you?
I can be found on Mastodon at EA Bolden at techhub.social. Otherwise, Sunday evenings on the Neo Notebook with Dave, Marty, and others. And Mondays, Vision Profiles. Again, Dave, Marty, and others. Tuesdays, Mac Voices Live, Chuck Show. On Thursdays, In Touch with iOS. So kind of covering all the OSs and all the news throughout the week.
All right. And Jill McKinley, thank you for being here. I'm so thrilled to have you here every week and joining us. Where can people find you?
You can find everything I do at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. I have a brand new podcast and YouTube channel on small steps with AI. I was looking for a good tech angle to have, and so it's basically AI for just everyday people, and that's what I've been working on. And it's just been great to be with you and to get to see you all. That's the best part.
Yes, thank you. Last but certainly not least, Marty Jencius. Always glad to have you on the show. You're a great supporter, and glad you are here. Thanks for being here. Where can people find you?
A lot of it's already been said, so I won't repeat a lot of it with the shows that we're all on. But the sentiment that Jill just gave is really kind of touching. I think it's what keeps us glued together on these different shows and on the shows that we're together on. That's why I spend all my time in my room in the evenings doing this. Make it simple. You can find me at Jencius, Jencius on the socials. And you can find out where you can find me at the website, thepodtalk.net. Has links to the shows that I'm on and has links to a lot of the shows that I'm doing. So you might find something else of interest in that list and give it a listen.
Great. Thank you so much. With that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. That's a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon at intouchwithios. Support the show. Buy me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/intouchwithios. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. We would really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you are notified when we are live streaming, which is on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel. So great to have Webb and Witherbucket, and we had Go to Fair and a number of others that joined us this week. Thank you for being here. So you can watch the live stream at that night, as well as you can go back and watch the live stream that's recorded, and you also can go over there to listen to past shows. You also can subscribe to the show in your favorite podcatcher, which includes Overcast, we just talked about, as well as Pocket Casts and Apple Podcasts and many others. But better yet, just go to our website, intouchwithios.com. The links are there to be able to listen to us, is out on that site. And I am Dave Ginsburg, and you can find me at the following podcasts, a lot of them now. The Neo Notebook on Sunday nights with Marty and Eric. Monday nights, Vision Profiles with Marty and Eric. And Tuesdays, Mac Voices Live when it's not dark. He's going to be dark next week. So sadly, he's going to be at NAB. Chuck, we miss Chuck. Miss you, Chuck. That's on Tuesday nights. And then Thursday nights here at In Touch with iOS. And Fridays, we record the Mac Show on the British Tech Network. So with that, so glad you've been here. I hope you had a great time and you enjoyed listening to the show, because we enjoyed doing it. And we'll talk again soon. Thank you very much.
I will be right back. My poor bird is sitting in the window, angry. I'll be
okay. And we will say goodbye to live stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Probably, at least now we got to see a little bit of the flower action. So that was awesome.
Bye, everybody.